Hey friends, welcome to Creative Coffee Chat. Grab whatever you're sipping on, pull up a chair, and let's create and talk about what God's stirring in our heart this week. Y'all, I have a confession. I think I need to start changing the time to 10-ish Central, or not Central, but Eastern. Start saying 10-ish because I seem to be running behind like every time I hop on. So I think I'm just going to start changing the time to 10-ish. Okay. And y'all just like know that I'm going to be on. Give me grace. If you're a mom, I know you know. Like it is just near impossible to get on task, right? Or who else has trouble in the mornings? Who else can relate to that? But yeah, if you're watching, go on and say hey in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I have a good one today. I'm so excited that you're here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are officially a week away from Kingdom Creative Workshop. I'm so excited. This is my first official workshop. It is going to be amazing. I have been working nonstop, it feels like, to prepare for this. And I mean, I've been doing this, working on it for over like a month, trying to prepare for everything. And it is like finally starting to come together. This week, I've created like printables for people to print out and use for the workshop. And I'm working on bonuses. Y'all, it is going to be so good. It's so good. So if you have been seeing any of my posts lately, if you have been like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to do what she's doing and step into creative ministry. I want to lead paint and praise events in my community. If that has been you and it has been like on your heart at all, like the littlest, tiniest whisper, you want to be at this workshop. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. It is going to be good. I'm even getting excited about it. Like I'm excited about this workshop and I'm the one running it. So if you have at all any interest in creative ministry, if you feel called at all to use your creativity for Jesus and for something more, you absolutely want to make sure that you're on. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Y'all, this is going to be so good. It's going to be so, so good. And I have a good chat for us this morning too. I'm going to try to color in my Bible, but y'all, I am so ADD. It's hard for me to focus on two things at one time sometimes. So I'm going to attempt to color in my Bible. But if it doesn't work, y'all, I'm just going to talk with you if that's okay. And also, I want to let you know ahead of time, if you see me glancing over to the side, it's because I took a lot of notes for this. This is going to be good. And I don't want to leave anything important out. And so I have like everything like just spelled out for me in the side in my notes so that I don't miss anything today. And I'm so excited about this topic because I'm literally going through this exact thing right now in my own life. And so this is going to be a good one because I'm walking through it with you. So what I want to ask you is, have you ever felt something stirring in your heart, but you weren't quite sure what to do with it? Maybe you're thinking about using your creativity for something bigger, or maybe you feel like you're supposed to help and encourage other people, or like there's just something more that you could go out and do to help serve Jesus. It could be literally anything. And sometimes God stirs our hearts long before we even understand the full plan. We're like, okay, I know you've put something in me, but I don't really know quite what it is yet. And I'm not really sure where you're trying to take this. And so a lot of times that is a normal feeling. Have you ever felt that way before? I definitely have. I felt like that so many times. I felt like, God, what are you trying to tell me? Like, I feel so lost right now. I know you're telling me to do something, but I don't understand. Like, I don't get it yet. And it's not making sense. It feels like things just aren't quite clicking. They're not coming together for some reason. And it can be so confusing feeling. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And let me, hold on, don't bear with me. I have a lot of notes. Okay. Let me see. So like I said, I love this because I'm walking through this myself in my own personal life. And I known that I wanted to use my business for ministry, but I wasn't exactly sure what that looked like. And it took me a long time to get to the place that I'm at now. I am 39. I just turned 39. I have been trying to figure out entrepreneurship. Oh gosh, since I was like 20 maybe? I don't know. It's been a good minute. I've been trying to figure it out for about 20 years now. And it has been a long journey. It has been frustrating. It has been ups and downs, ups and downs. It's been a lot of failures and, trying to pick myself up off the ground and feeling defeated. And I mean, that is just part of it, y'all. And so I just want you to know, like, if you have been in that position of feeling defeated, of feeling like a failure, just know that that is normal. That is part of the game. That is preparation for where God is taking you. That is not the end game. Failure is not the end game unless you allow it to be. It's not the end game unless you allow it to be. Do I need to say it a third time for the people in the back? It is not the end game unless you allow it to be. Okay? You have to pick yourself back up after every single failure because there is a lesson in it. God wants you to learn how to persevere. He needs you to learn how to persevere. Perseverance is like my word in the Bible. That is my life word, persevere. I decided that a long time ago because I realized that was something that I was not good at doing. I would get defeated after every setback and I would be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. There's no way. And then I would give up. And then where did I get? Absolutely nowhere. If you stop, you don't go anywhere. You have to keep going, okay? Perseverance is huge. So take your failures as a positive, even though it doesn't feel good, because God is coaching you and he is preparing you for what he has in store for you. Woo, Lord. Okay. He is speaking through me today. I prayed and I asked him to speak through me and he is. Okay, y'all. So let's talk about this. So yeah, it took me a long time to get to this place of finally just stepping into my purpose and having a sense of direction. And before I taught paint parties, I tried all kinds of different side hustles. Okay. I was a photographer more than once. I was big into Mary Kay, which I do still do that. So if you need a Mary Kay girl, holler at your girl because I've got you, boo. But back then I was like really, really big into it. And I did the director thing, I did the car thing, and it's like, why isn't this working out? Like I envisioned myself on stage speaking in front of a bunch of people, although like that was never a vision I had for myself. If you had asked me like back in high school or something, all of these things that God had me in these seasons were to build my skills and to teach me things. So until I got into Mary Kay, I was never able or confident enough to speak in front of people. Okay. Do you see where I'm going with this? Everything that he puts you in each season is for a reason. Okay. Season for a reason. All right. So, but yeah, you name it. I pretty much tried all of it. And I was the side hustle queen, y'all. I was the side hustle queen. And I always found myself frustrated because it felt like no matter how hard I tried, nothing ever quite fell into place. And so maybe it was just because I was young and dumb. I don't know. And I just didn't really know what I was doing or what running a business looked like. And I'm still figuring it out, but I have a lot better idea now because I've personally experienced it and I have walked the long walk and I have like invested and learned from other people and done like all the work that comes with it to learn how to improve my skills. And so he has placed me in each of those moments for a season because he wanted to teach me something in each of those moments. And he would move me into different things so that I could learn what I needed to get me to the place that I am now. And it was all on purpose. And so can any of y'all relate to that? Like, do y'all have a similar story? Because I feel like when you're going through that, you feel like you're comparing yourself to everybody else and you're always looking at the next person and you're like, well, they've got it together and I'm not like at the level that she's at with this, and she's doing this over here so great and I'm like over here failing about everything. Like, you don't see what the other person has gone through to get where they're at too. And so it feels really lonely when you're going through it. But then you share your story and you find out like, oh, somebody else gets it. This is exactly what it was like for them. So if you can relate, tell me in the comments, because I definitely would love to know who can relate to this. And sometimes we even feel stirred and we push that feeling aside. So maybe God is like speaking to us and we try to ignore it because it's not in our timing, or because we're not confident about it, or, I'm just going to wait until everything feels perfect. Like, a lot of times we try to put things on the back burner, even if it's like that nudge inside that, like, it's calling me to this, but I just don't, I don't think it's the right time. Like, and you put it on the back burner because, it needs to stay there for a while. It needs to stay there. I'm not ready. And then we do this and we keep making these excuses. And then we just end up, keeping ourselves stuck instead of walking in faith. How many of you have stayed stuck? You feel like you've been stuck and you feel like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. And you feel like a failure because you're stuck. But you're stuck because you're not moving. You're stuck because you're just sitting there. That's why you're stuck. God needs you to move because he can do something with you if you are moving and if you're willing to move. But if you're sitting still and you're just standing there in fear and because you're overthinking everything, you're not giving him anything to work with. And so that's why you're stuck. And sometimes the biggest step of faith is simply paying attention to what God is stirring inside of us. And I want to encourage you because I've been the person so many times. I have been that person. And I'm still learning how to walk it out in faith. And, this creative ministry adventure that I am on, it's the perfect example of all of this. And I'm still figuring it all out. I feel scared and intimidated, and it does feel like that. A lot of times you look into like, okay, I want to do this calling, but this is so big. Like, I don't know if I can do this. And it's intimidating to you. And, mostly because, you feel like, hey, I've been given this, but I'm afraid because I don't want to screw it up. Like, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess this up, that God's given this to me. And it's so important to me. Like, I don't want to mess it up. Who feels like they're going to mess something up if they do it? Hey, Jerry. Yes. So if you feel like that, then know this. I want to tell you this. This is so encouraging because, okay, hold on. He wants us to make ourselves available to his calling and to be willing to say yes and take the steps. If we can give him that, then he will take care of the rest. Look, when he has given us a calling, he doesn't expect us to be able to envision doing this by ourselves. That's the whole point. God would not be God if we didn't need him in the process. Your calling would not be God-sized if you didn't need his help to make it happen. What would be the point? It wouldn't be a leap of faith. There'd be no point for faith. Know that you are never going to completely feel ready. You're never going to completely get rid of the fear. You're never going to completely get rid of the intimidation. But what you can do is you can say yes, and you can be willing, and you can be obedient, and you can take a step out in faith. And you say, God, I'm terrified, and I don't know what this looks like, but I know you are asking me to do it. So I'm going to. And that's what that looks like. You do it scared. You do it blindly. Y'all, when I decided to do this, the day I decided to do this, like I quit my job reluctantly. And sometimes I still question, like, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? Because of that fear, because of that doubt. That is normal. That is part of this. The enemy is trying to bring these thoughts into your mind because he wants to confuse you. He wants you to be like, you're not making the right decision. You're going to question this and this and this because I don't want you to get to the end goal. That's the whole point of that. He's going to do everything he can in his power to confuse you and to deceive you and make you think that your calling is impossible. But guess what, devil? I've got Jesus. I've got Jesus, and he can help me make it possible. He's what makes it possible, right? And so you've got to go out with that. You've got to go out and you've got to think about, what you're focused on. What is your focus? Are you focused on the things in your mind, the doubts in your mind, the lies in your mind? Are you focusing on that? Are you focusing on yourself? Or are you focusing on what Jesus is asking you to do? Are you focusing on how you can serve others, how you can go out and help others and encourage others? Because once you start to change your mindset and your thought process and you start putting your focus on other people, that's when everything else is going to start fading away. And you just have to work through it. That's how confidence is built. Confidence is built. You don't start out with it. It is absolutely 100% built. And y'all, I'm excited because this is in my notes. Jesus is giving it to me right now. So like, hooray. He is speaking through me. He is speaking through me. I'm telling you, you've just got to do it. You've just got to do it. You've got to do it scared. You've got to say yes, and you've got to just move. And that's the other thing too. Grace is a beautiful gift because when we do say yes, he doesn't expect us to be perfect or to have all the answers or, to get it all right. He doesn't expect that of us. He just wants us to make ourselves available to his calling. Okay. And he wants us to be willing to say yes and take the steps. If you can give him that, then he will take care of the rest. And most days, I don't even feel qualified. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a theologian. I've never been to seminary school. I haven't read the Bible front to back in completion. I'm just being super real and honest with you. I don't feel qualified most days. I don't. But that's when he reminds me to look at all of the people that he's used in scripture. They didn't go through those things. They didn't go through seminary school. They didn't have a Bible to read front to back. He qualified them through their experience. They learned as they went. Can you imagine the faith that the disciples had to have in order to say yes to following Jesus? I mean, imagine this complete stranger coming up to you and telling you who he is. And out of faith, you have to believe him and you follow him. I mean, that is faith. That is blind faith, y'all. And that is the faith that we need to have. He needs us to rise up. He needs us to be his disciples. We are his disciples in today's age. And we need to build a Jesus army. We need people. He needs help. This is why I am doing this, because I'm trying to help raise up more disciples. We need people to step up to the plate who are willing to go to bat for Jesus, who are willing to get out there and share their stories through ministry. And this is a fun way to do it. I mean, how can you not be excited about going out and using your creativity to reach people through a paint and praise party or through art kits? I mean, that is an incredible gift. That is so cool. Like, most people don't even get to do fun stuff like that. I mean, you've got people who are out here in the streets preaching. Now, that's a scary job. We get to have people to come in who have been like broken and hurt and have all of these things, all of this baggage that they've been carrying around for way too long. And we get to bring them into a paint party. We get to turn on our worship music, and we get to sit there and have conversation and open up the floor for them to share. And sometimes the things that they share are things that they have never even spoken about. Imagine being the person who can create that space for that person to come in and get that stuff off of their chest, to release those things to Jesus. They've been carrying it. They've been sitting in it. They've been walking in it for years, and they haven't known what to do with it. And all of a sudden, they come to your paint and praise party, and they're able to let it go. And by the end of the night, maybe you've prayed with them. Maybe they've decided to let Jesus into their heart. And that's exactly how you have the opportunity to make a change in somebody else's life. You have the opportunity to make that impact, to create that special space. And it's so much more intimate than going and sitting in a church pew on Sundays. You don't get that at a church service. And I'm not knocking on church services, because you absolutely should go to church. But the intimacy, God wants our intimacy. He wants an intimate relationship with us. And by doing these types of things, that allows him to come in to an intimate space and to reach people in a way that he can't in public places. How cool is that? It's so cool. And so that's exactly why I just really want to encourage you today. And if you know God is calling you to more in your life, stop waiting. Say yes and just start moving. Stop overthinking it, because I'm going to be super real. We're running out of time. We really are. We're running out of time. I felt a huge sense of urgency, and that's what propelled me into this. We're running out of time, y'all. Jesus is coming back really soon. Really soon. We've got to get people ready. He needs our help. He needs us to step up, and he needs us to help get people ready for his return. His plan for you is better than your own plan. Do you really want to miss out on what he has in store for you because you're afraid? Let that sink in for a minute. And even more importantly, are you really okay with somebody else missing out on their blessing that they're supposed to receive from you just because you didn't want to be obedient? I know it's tough questions today, y'all. It's tough. But I'm supposed to say this. I'm supposed to say this. You don't realize it, but there could be somebody out there waiting on you right now to come and help save their life. Literally. You don't know that. And you have the power of the Holy Spirit to go out and completely change the trajectory of someone else's whole entire life right now. But it all starts with taking a step. It doesn't have to be big steps. You can start with small steps. He can work with that. You give him what you can. Use what you have and he will equip you with, if you need to be equipped with something else, he's going to equip you with it. Anything else that you need, he's going to show you how to do it. He's going to teach you. Maybe if your first step, maybe that looks like having, a few friends over from church to have a relaxing creative night. Maybe y'all do that together. Or maybe you invite a few of your friends over to paint. Or just encouraging someone that's having a hard time right now. God often reveals the next step after we take the first one. You're not supposed to see all the steps at once. If you saw all the steps at once, then you wouldn't take the first step. You've got to be willing to trust him and take the first step so he can show you the next one after that. And once he shows you that step, he'll show you the next step. And then once he shows you that step, he'll show you the next one. You don't need to see the whole picture. He already knows the whole picture. You don't need to know that. We don't need to know that. It's hard to not know that because we want to know that. We're like, okay, God, what's going to happen? I can't wait to see what's in the store. Like, go on and tell me. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And that's okay. It's not supposed to work that way. What he calls us to is not meant to be easy. We're meant to learn. We're meant to rely on him. That's the point. That's the purpose. If God's stirring something in your heart, it might be an invitation. It's not something to ignore. And if you're creative like I am, and if you feel like, you've had something stirred in your heart over the last few weeks, especially if you see my posts or you've been watching these creative coffee chats with me, and you're just like, man, I feel kind of like I maybe should try it out and just kind of see what it's like to lead one of these paint and praise things or to use my creativity for ministry in some way. Stop ignoring that. Don't ignore it. He's given you that for a reason. And if you've been thinking about that and you've been wondering how to actually step into it, I'm so excited because that's exactly what I'm showing you next week in the Kingdom Creative Workshop. I have been working so hard on this, y'all. I'm so excited. It's going to be incredible. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. If this is something that has been just even like a fraction of a little bit on your mind, like you want to be there. If nothing else, you will be inspired, okay? I promise you it's going to be worth it. Day one, I'm just going to be showing you exactly how I lead my paint and praise experiences. My personal ones, I'm going to go through it exactly like I do at my actual parties. And then day two, I'm going to actually teach you how to lead one. We're going to talk about how to show your testimony, how to, lead a party and how to book your first one. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. And then on day three, we're going to talk about your next step and what creative ministry can actually look like for you. And then you get to ask all the questions that you want to and get some clarity about everything. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be inspiring. Jesus is going to show up. And I really, really don't want you to miss out on it. It's only $10, y'all. I'm telling you right now. I after all of the stuff that I've been working on, I'm like, oh, this is worth way more than $10. It's probably worth $100. I should probably be charging $100 for it, but I'm not. I'm charging $10 because I want a lot of people to come. I want you to see like this is something that is realistic. This can happen for you. This is something you can step into. You can do this for Jesus in your own community. You can do this for Jesus online. You can do this in any shape or form. There's no boundaries on how you can do creative ministry. Okay. But if it's in your heart, the first thing is to say yes. And the second thing is to take the step. Okay. So if you want to join us and be part of the 3-day experience, go on and just comment workshop in the comments and I'll be sure you get the link. I'll send you the link. And we're literally only a week away now. So you want to go on and get signed up and join, because you want to have time to get your supplies and all your stuff together before we get started. This evening, I'm actually going to be going live on Facebook, and I'm going to be shopping. I'm going to do shopping for the workshop so that you can see exactly what I get and all the supplies and stuff that I'm getting for the 3 days and for the paint night that we're going to be doing together. So if you are confused, like, hey, I don't know what to get, like, come watch me. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I cannot wait to see where this takes all of us. And I just know it's going to be amazing. If you're coming already to the workshop, let me know in the comments that you're going to be coming. If you're in Creative Ministry Collective, you automatically get a free invite into the workshop, so you don't have to pay as a member. And if you have not signed up yet, like I said, make sure you comment workshop in the comments, and I will send you the link, and be sure that you get that. And it's going to be incredible. So 1 week away. Holy cow, that is crazy. I'm excited. But yeah, so thank y'all so much for joining me today on Creative Coffee Chat. And I am just really enjoying getting to spend the Monday mornings with you and just really talking about Jesus and what he's doing in our lives. And I cannot wait to see you next Monday morning at 10-ish a.m. And next week's going to be big too, because like it's full on workshop day. And so I cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting. And we'll be getting ready to begin the workshop on Monday next week. It's happening. So I hope y'all have a great week, and I can't wait to see y'all soon. Thanks. Have a great week, y'all. Love you.